Right guys, 4 things relating to fat loss that you might have not considered yet, and I've actually got some notes here to go through these. So the first things first is going to be inflammation. So inflammation bloats you by retaining water, so it masks fat loss. So you may have actually lost some fat, but it will make it less apparent. So let's talk about what inflammation is. Inflammation is really like a aggravated response from the body, and typically certain foods will do this more so than others. So they're foods that you may have eaten while you were sick before, and your body is extremely sophisticated. God created it. So your body remembers a food you've eaten at a point when you were potentially ill, and sometimes it will make you averse to eating that again and give you this kind of like negative response to such a food. There's other foods such as breads, cereals that typically do promote inflammation. So what I'd recommend is picking for foods which will be anti-inflammatory, like wild meat and good quality fish. There are some supplements you can use like curcumin, and you need to just look out for those foods that you know you have a bad reaction to. For example, myself, beetroot, I have a pretty bad reaction to it. I was eating it for a long time on repeat, and then I got sick when I had it, and ever since then it's not been such a great experience every time I eat it. Also, whole natural foods typically won't promote inflammation. So like I'm saying, it will make you look bloated, which doesn't in the mirror really give you a true reflection of your result, okay? And it's also not good for your body because inflammation is a stress of the body as well. The next one is very underrated. This is stress. So stress, basically too much stress over time, it can cause like stress on the adrenal glands. The adrenal glands produce adrenaline for when we need it in a time of danger, but if you've got this low level stress, it can actually wear your adrenal glands out, and that can give you like a negative hormonal profile. So for men, lower testosterone; women, a messed up hormone profile really. The other thing as well is it leads to poor quality food choices if you're under stress. So stress that can be from work, from relationships, from all of these things, kids, you name it really. But you have to put some controls and some boundaries into your life to try to reduce stress, because it's very, very, very bad for your health over a long period of time. Also, because your body typically seeks comfort when it's perceiving stress. Because when we were stressed in ancient times, it was due to a lack of food and resources. So typically you have craving for high calorie foods. To get those calories in, your body wants that temporary comfort. So it leads you to naturally kind of make not so great food choices. The next one is sleep. So there's no recovery tool more powerful than sleep. Sleep helps you recover from workouts, it helps you recover from daily life as well, it refreshes you to recharge the next time. So there's all kinds of fancy fitness tools they have for recovering from workouts, ice baths, deep tissue massages. They're all garbage compared to sleep, sorry, just a fact. Sleep is the number one, trumps the rest of them. So if you are lacking sleep, basically you can't survive without sleep. It's actually considered a form of torture in many parts of the world if you don't really have to be deprived of sleep. So that's how serious lack of sleep is. It also typically ramps cravings up as well. It also means your body is more prone to fat storage as well, because of the hormonal profile associated with poor sleep. It lowers testosterone, it increases cortisol. Too much cortisol over time promotes fat storage. So any extra calories, if you're in a surplus of calories, instead of building muscle, will be used as a body's insurance policy against famine, which will be as fat storage. So if you're trying to lose fat and like put on a bit of size, it's necessary to prioritize sleep really, and just for your general health and well-being. Things you can do, guys: blue light blocking glasses. I use them, they work, they're super cheap, they're under a tenner. Magnesium, it says here magnesium glycinate 400 to 600 milligrams. The guy who written this is a very smart guy, but he's a bodybuilder. I would just go for cheap magnesium you get in Poundland. Okay, Epsom salt baths. If that's not possible, another thing I do is chamomile tea. That does work, and you need to try and set up a bedtime routine if it's possible. I wear an eye mask at night, and that works a lot. So if you do see a hint of light, the body releases cortisol, which is the wake you up stress hormone, okay? So therefore you want your room to be as dark as possible. So I hope this is of value to you, and if it is, please consider liking and subscribing, because it helps me a lot. So subscribe to the channel, and please feel free to DM me, because we're doing a beta testing of our coaching program for free individuals, and all I ask is a £50 deposit refundable upon completion of the course. What I ask is that you try your best, and we will get you that transformation that you want, you know.